In this class, we are discussing about the averting expenditure method. Averting expenditure method is an economic valuation technique. It is used to estimate economic value of avoiding negative environmental or health effects. It focuses on the expenditure individual make to avoid or reduce the damages or risk associated with environmental hazards or pollutants. Here is an examination of averting expenditure method. First one is the conceptual basis. Averting expenditure method is rooted in the economic theory of household production and consumer behavior. It assumes that individuals make rational choice to minimize the cost or damages associated with environmental hazards, and that the expenditure they make to avoid these damages can reflect their willingness to pay for avoiding negative effects. First one is conceptual basis. Second, estimating value. Averting expenditure method estimate the value of averting expenditure by examining individual actual expenditure on protective or preventive measures. This can include expense on protective equipment, air or water filters, medical treatments, insurance, or relocation to safer areas. By analyzing these expenditures, the method infer the implicit value individual place on avoiding the negative impacts, that is the estimative value. Next one, quantifying damages averted. A key aspect of averting expenditure method is the quantification of damage or risk averted by this expenditure. This involves assessing the potential harm or damage associated with the environmental hazard or pollutant, such as health effects, property damage, or loss of productivity. The estimated averting expenditure are compared to estimated damage to determine the value of avoided harm. Then what are the strengths of averting expenditure method? It is based on observed behavior. Averting expenditure method relies on actual expenditure made by individual reflecting their real world choice and priority. Second, it reflects tangible cost. By focusing on expenditure, the method captures the concrete cost individual incur to mitigate or avoid damages, which can be easier to observe and quantify than intangible values. Context specific valuation. Averting expenditure method allow for the valuation of specific environmental hazard or risk and can provide insight into the preference and trade-off individual make in relation to those particular issues. Then what are the limitations of averting expenditure method? It focuses on observable cost. Averting expenditure method may not capture the full range of values associated with the environmental goods or the intrinsic or non-use value individual may assign to them. Second one, it ignores non-market values. The method does not consider non-market or non-use value that individual may have for environmental resources or public goods. Next one, limited by observed behavior. Averting expenditure method may not capture the value individual would assign to averting expenditure if they had complete information or were fully aware of the risk. Next one, difficulties in separating cost. Separating expenditures specifically related to averting damage from other general expenses can be challenging. These are the limitations of averting expenditure method. Thank you.